This is why I hate the freaking media. Paid buyer's agent editorial 65k a year earner reveals smart move that got him 1.85 mil in property. Really? Now, old mate over here is obviously a buyer's agent, because who could spin a bullshit editorial like this? Earning 65k, has 3 properties, and check this out from Naviz Chowdhury, is only 30 years old. Now again, I'm not roasting him personally or trolling him. Kudos for him for doing what he's done, but there is some missing information that is not in that article that makes you believe that you can do it too, your $65,000 office worker. So right now, let's break this down, jump into the rabbit hole and see how deep this BS really goes. Jumping to my drawing board, we got old mate over here. He has 65k in 2019. And because he's from Bangladesh, there's always a strong emphasis on investing in safer assets. So he bought a property in Queensland for $418,500, basically a 3-bedder. He had a 12% deposit, which means he borrowed 90%, including mortgage insurance. The loan would be $376,650. And you got to throw in the underdog migrant story, which he borrowed $15,000 from his father, and then a convenient plug to his buyer's agency, InvestorKit, which with the success of his first purchase, he then bought a second one for $492,000 in Adelaide, and assume he borrowed 90% because he didn't say it in the article. The loan will be $442,800. And now old mate is 2 properties in. The total loan amount is $795,150, and he's still on $65,000 a year, which is kind of BS because it hasn't changed before and it hasn't changed now. Well, it has more than tightened now. The banks are only lending 60 cents to $1 of his income. Which basically, if his income was $65,000, they shouldn't be lending him more than $650k due to DTI, which is debt to income ratio. But with $65k on these 2 properties, he's already borrowing $795,000. And then fast forward a few years later, he's now earning $85,000, and then he found another property for $454,000 in Townsville. And it said here in June 2022, he used all the equity from his first property to fund it, which means he borrowed 100% against this property, which means the loan will be $454,000, which brings the total loan amount to $1,273,450. And he's still on $85,000. What the fuck? And a lot of you would say, hey Q, you haven't factored his current rental income from his 3 properties. Well, let's look at the article and break down the facts. The first property got $410 a week, which is 5% yield against the property value. Then the second one is $465 a week against the value of the property, which is 5% yield. And the third property is $510 a week, which is against the property value, is about 5.8% yield. And then that works out to be $72,000 of rental income per year. And you may say, hey, that should service this loan, right? No, because the bank doesn't take 100% of this in servicing. They only take 80%, which equals $57,000. You add that to his $85,000 income, he's only earning $142k. And here's the kicker. In this lending environment, the bank is assessing at 9% to 9.2% assessment rate. Even if I use a 9% assessment rate, this assessment rate will kill all these 5% yield forever into the abyss of oblivion. You haven't factored in that all these properties are investment properties. Well, where is old mate living? Living at his parents' house? Is he renting? What is his existing expenses? Telling you right now, to service a loan of 1.273 at the moment as a single applicant, he need at least 160k base income, plus the rental income that he will be declaring, unless there is something fishy in the paperwork from the banks. I'm not saying old mate did something untoward in terms of lending. I'm just saying right now, he's not earning 85, 65. He's probably earning good moolah over here, because through the media, he gets a lot of clients who listen to that story, pay $15,000, $25,000 per person, bing, 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 bing. His income is around maybe $200,000 a year, which is the reason why this article got me shitty, because he should say not $65,000, $250,000 a year earner, bought 3 properties and now it's worth $1.85 million. That's fine. I'll let it go. I won't roast it. Please, these media mofos, Daily Telegraph, realestate.com, stop spinning the bullshit that you're on $65,000, you can have 3 property portfolios, and then on the other end, you're painting this doom and gloom. We're heading into a recession. We shouldn't buy property. Mate, you're sending mixed messages, mate. Because I'm getting really shitty now, right? People will go to my bio, book a call, and I'll talk to them for my 15 minutes private consultation, and I'll give them this news that they can't, borrow much with $65,000, and they get shitty with me. And why? Because you motherfucker is spreading bullshit. Yes, breathe. Now jump in the comments, let me know what you